VA Declassified, Secrets of the VA Home Loan Benefit, where we battle fake news, drop truths, and give you tools to succeed. Chris Bettis from Fluent Mortgage. All right, so appraisals. The fake news is you won't see it, it doesn't matter, you won't get a copy of it, but the truth is you will get a copy of it. We're required to give you a copy of it right away, typically 3 days before you're actually going to be signing on your final loan documents. So let's look through it. Additionally, I know we have a lot of realtors watching this, so let's raise your standard as well, right? So we took a real appraisal for privacy policy, changed it, to G.I. Joe, a fictitious address and things in here, but you're gonna see some critical things in here and learn some truth. So first off, unlike a normal civilian loan, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae, etc., we don't go through an HVCC. We order directly through the VA portal. So the appraisal itself is ordered through the VA portal, put into a bucket on Monday. That bucket's opened up and all the appraisers are picked up by appraisers. If there's too many of them, it's left in the bucket and then it goes to the next Monday, okay? So this one was picked up in Oregon, at least in 2021. 15 business days from order. It's due by midnight that 15th day. So yay, we got the appraisal back. Once it comes in, it goes to lender, who then issues notice of value or NOV. Once the NOV comes out, you get a copy of the appraisal. So again, hypothetically, you're the veteran, this is your house, 5555, best place ever, right? You're G.I. Joe. So let's start looking. So Goshi, incredible in our area, one of the biggest, most prolific. Happened to do this actual appraisal for us. It's on a manufactured home. Because of it, it's $50 more at $825 instead of the standard $775 today. Let's start digging in, okay? All right, so things that we look for in here when it comes in. Adverse. I'm gonna look, is there any major issues immediately that we have concern of? Yes, no. So immediately, that's one of the first things we're looking for. No issues there, okay? As we continue down, knowing that it's manufactured, also well septic. Sorry, let's come up here for a second. Well septic. So seeing this, right? Okay, realtor, not veteran, not buyer at this point. But what happens then when all of a sudden we see well? As soon as we hear well, we know we have a water purity test or veteran, just so you know. They're not really as concerned about how good the pump is, how fast it pumps, but we do have some arsenic that runs through Oregon, so they're saying, hey, let's just make sure it's safe in terms of anything in it. So it has to go to a lab, they have to check it and make sure your levels are on a safe standard. So anytime it's on a well, just know you gotta get your water purity test, okay? Here's one of the keys though, HUD information. We're missing data, so going in, this is a big deal. So for manufactured home, it needs to be moved only once. Dealership to lot, can't be moved to a second lot, no longer available, typically. Or at least it's a manual underwrite. We can still go VA, but at least traditional lending makes it a little harder. It needs to be at least a double wide. Per rule, you can do a single wide, but Bank of America was the only one doing that, and I'm not sure if they even are now with COVID. It needs to be HUD approved, so at least June 15th, 1976 or newer, because before that it wasn't HUD approved, aluminum wiring, just a firebox, not safe, okay? And they need the tag and plates. Remember, just last week we had a Q&A all about this, right? So last week we did classroom, today's the lab. We literally get to see everything we talked about, which is cool. This appraisal has some issues. So right here, was the label there? No sticker, no plates. So what does this mean? Sometimes when they put on a garage, sometimes when they do siding or whatever, they'll pull said information, they'll set it in the kitchen. So immediately you'd be asking the realtors for this. But in this case, somehow deceased sellers, gone. The workaround, you order what's called an IBITS, the lender does it, $100 to $200, about a week. Again, proactively, right? Let's do that early on. We should already know, hey, we're not missing tags. And so double wide equals 2 tags, triple wide equals 3 tags, plus the sticker either under the sink or in the laundry room. All right, let's keep going. Yes, it's on a permanent foundation. Yeah, the wheels have been removed. Yes, yes, yes. So we're all good. These are the things we're looking for, right? No deficiencies, no adverse conditions. Yes, it conforms. That's the stuff we're looking for. All right, some comparable sales. So the sales price on this property literally was $475. Okay. But here's the key, and this was real. It actually came in at $500,000. It came in at $500,000 today. So on this one, this realtor negotiated an incredible act. Literally, it's worth minimum $25,000 more. So here's the sales approach, the sales comparison. If it's new construction, they may be looking at cost approach as an example. Multifamily, more than 5 units, you'd use an income-based approach. But this is the standard approach of just saying, hey, what are comparable sales? What are homes just like it selling for on average? So in this case, since $500,000 is more than $475, we ball amazing price, right? Most part, did it come in at value? Yes, great buy, worth way more. All right. Doesn't matter, specifically Brent Coleman, Goshi, again, fantastic. Again, value, $500,000. Lender put their love note on it. The NOV was issued at $500,000. All right, again, looking through it, we know the zoning. It makes sense based on what the property is. Single family dwelling, sure. It's not zoned for dual, multiple properties. Just kind of digging through really fast. All right, here we go. So, little pop quiz is some info for you guys so as you're walking through. So manufactured home, and in this case, we have a garage attached to it, right? So, 2 things trigger as soon as we have a manufactured home with the government loan and a garage attached. All right, realtors, I'll give you a second. What are the 2 things? Well, one, we're gonna have an engineering cert, okay? Engineer cert, and the reason why for a veteran is to make sure, hey, we know the home was put proper. We've got the HUD plates. We know the contractor did it right. But since the garage is attached, detached doesn't count, that could have compromised the structure. That could have ruined your physical asset itself, the main property. So anything attached, garage attached, equals engineer cert. Okay, just know it going in. $400 to $600. Proactively, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, hey, most engineers use an inspector. It's a higher level. So maybe we could combine inspection with engineer cert, knock out both at the very beginning, save ourselves $400 to $600, right? Down a little further, we don't always have attached garages, but this is one people forget about. Porches, right? Decks. Remember, sometimes they're attached, sometimes they're not. So if they have a ledger board, if they did it proper, if they're actually gonna hang that porch or that deck onto the physical structure, attached equals engineer cert. For post, freestanding, gap, nothing's physically attached, don't need it. Let's back up just a tick. Next, since we just are done with engineer certs, when you have an attached garage to a manufactured home, what else does it automatically trigger and necessitate? Carbon monoxide. Yeah, so a lot of realtors are like, no, we don't have gas in the home, we only need a smoke detector. I literally have had, just know, protect yourself, veterans. That means the appraiser's gonna come back out, you might miss your closing date, which adds stress, you miss all your time off work, your moving truck, your friends helping you, right? Maybe your locket gets really expensive. But no matter what, they're gonna have to come back and that's another $150 for you. So worst case, or best case, it's only $150 cost. So anytime there's an attached garage, before they do the appraisal, and realtors, please understand, just a COT detector. And the reason why is if someone drives into that garage, distracted, on drugs, mental incompetence, a little bit of memory loss, whatever has happened, doesn't stop the car and it's attached, carbon monoxide can kill the entire family. So health and safety, protecting the family, carbon monoxide when you have an attached garage to manufacture, okay? The other one does standards, but at least once every month we have one, double strapping the hot water heater, carbon monoxide detectors, right? So I know it's fundamental, but health and safety, so veterans, the reason for it's law. In the event of an earthquake, if the hot water heater falls over, right, you mix electricity and water equals really bad day. So, and then lastly, they're gonna always give you a sketch. And so sometimes the sketches, if you didn't have pictures of it, you're like the patios or something, you're like, oh my gosh, I think I have an attached deck or porch here. Again, thinking realtors as an example. Proactively, we just know we're gonna have to do engineer certs. So here's an appraisal. Keys for us, right? First off, most importantly, does it hit value? Is it worth at least as much as you're buying it for? VA has protections. You can unwind that deal. You can walk away if it doesn't hit value because you're a veteran. Is there any deferred maintenance? Is there any issues? Is there health and safety standard concerns? Anything attached? Engineer cert, garage attached, manufactured, CO2, double strapping. So when in doubt, what I'd suggest is just record a video when you do your walkthroughs initially. Realtors, when you're doing your initial walkthrough and you think it's a property of interest, like you sometimes do for out of town, out of state clients, right? For the spouse, my VIPs will record a quick video and send it to us. They're like, hey, here's a quick property on the outside, inside, any concerns? Looks like nothing's attached. I see double strap, I see CO2. Condition looks good. For veterans, the outside shell's all great, no chipping paint, and all the major services are good. We should ball. Or, hey, I couldn't find the HUD tags. It's manufactured. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor. We are going to protect our veteran in this transaction, right? I'm ordering the IBITs immediately. So what? It's a $150 cost. Most importantly, that week we did it up front. We don't have stress at the end. Well, hope you liked it, guys. This is basically appraisal 201. This is the lab portion from the Q&A last time. VA Declassified was Chris Bettis. Like, subscribe, share, but most of all, please use your benefit. We'll see you next week.